Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and we are starting today Axiom Verge. So I just finished recently playing Castlevania Lord of Shadows 2, and before then I played Castlevania Mirror of Fate, which was a DS port, and probably the closest Castlevania game that is actually a Metroidvania game, because Lord of Shadows 1 and Lords of Shadows 2 both are action 3D games with a minimal amount of platforming and climbing. And I wasn't really satisfied with any of those three Castlevania games, and those were the only three Castlevania games on Steam. So I wanted to play this game that came out about a year later, according to the copyright, because Lord of Shadows 2 came out in 2014. But clearly, this is a game that was only made by probably one person. Looking at that copyright, Thomas Happ Games LLC. And it is definitely going for an NES 8-bit style Metroid style of game. I would be slightly more familiar with Metroid than Castlevania games. I'm trying to learn Castlevania games. In all honesty, though, I mostly got into Metroid with the Metroid Prime series, so I'm definitely going very backwards on this. This is a very simplistic game. It starts in windowed mode. You go into the video settings and it just says hit Alt Enter to go into full screen. You can go up from window scale, meaning that the window screen, when it's in window mode, is a 1:1 pixel ratio up to a 5:1 pixel ratio. And there's just some basic things here. I turned off VSync because when recording that doesn't matter. Flicker strobe reduction I don't think will be a big issue, but I guess that is a warning for anybody who is prone to epileptic fits. Maybe this is not the game for you. I'm playing this in the Halloween month because I think this game does have a slight H.R. Giger style art style to it. H.R. Giger being the creator of things like the alien from Aliens, or maybe this will get more. Yeah, I think that would be about the closest reference. I was going to say also the Hellraiser art style might be somewhat compatible in here. I don't think I'm going to need to change any of the controls. This is all going very 8-bit. There is definitely some weirdness also with playing a game like this because there's so many 8-bit looking games on Steam that most of them are garbage, and it's really just an excuse for being unable to animate things. So it took a lot of people to tell me that this game was good. It had to be reviewed by a lot of people very positively, or in a positive manner, before I took Axiom Verge to be an outstanding 8-bit looking game. Because if I was just to look at the surface and not have ever heard of this game, I would definitely dismiss it, because my fear would be it wouldn't be a very long game, and it still may not be that very long, but it's going to be long enough. Metroid 1 probably isn't that long. The audio also, as I exit out, is pretty loud. Not only did I have to do my normal thing of turning the game outside of the program down to 10%, so this is 10% in the Windows volume mixer. I also had to come down here and bring it down to about 50% of in-game volume control, which is weird. But that is my own audio setup more than that. And then the weapon select UI style, I have no idea what that is. We may play with that. And then language, we'll of course leave it on English. That's all we really need to know at this point. Obviously, I shouldn't speed run the game since I've never played it before, so let's just hop in. Now, I am not looking to get all the achievements on this game, because I imagine with the speedrun mode that will require beating it under a certain amount of time. That was true in the original Metroid game too. If you wanted to get the best ending, you had to beat it multiple times. Well, you had to beat it under a certain speed, and if you wanted to see all the endings, you would have had to beat it multiple times. So I'm just going to go with normal. In fact, if there was an easy, I would have taken easy. Now, Bloodstained Ritual of the Night is soon to come out as of this recording. It's probably out by the time you see this. And I would argue graphically, Bloodstained Ritual of the Night will probably be way more interesting to look at and play than this looks. But Bloodstained Ritual of the Night is, I think, made from a previous Castlevania person who worked on Castlevania and had a huge Kickstarter to fund it, and has had a considerable amount of time to work on it and develop it. In fact, it's been delayed at least once. So graphics are always a big thing to me. Right now I'm not really paying a large amount of attention to this intro, but it seems like an explosion happened or something collided. My life, my goals, all fruitless. But if this were truly the end, I would have simply died. So you're in now what looks like a completely different world that looks a lot like it is a retiling of Metroid. Trace, wake up, Trace. Ugh, what happened? There's a gun in the next room. You must get it. Wait, what's going on? Where are you? Why do I need a gun? Hello? Where am I? Alright. Press up to save. So these eggs are game saving spots. Alright, and we can't, I guess, go this way until we can shoot things. So the twist I would suspect here, these things don't hurt me, they just block my way, is that this is, he was like frozen or cloned from something, and this is the future, thousands of years in the future. There we just got a bunch of alien text. Right. Is this the gun the lady mentioned, or did I just imagine her? Sorry, I'm very weak. I must go now before he finds you. Before who finds me? What's going on? I guess she's gone again. And you have a typical voice. So, what's the height you can jump here? It seems like it's 5 blocks. So we're gonna have to aim. And it seems like the bigger blocks do like to rebuild themselves. It said left bump would lock on, so look, if I hold up, press left bump, and then I don't get what it's showing, a logo of locking on, but like it's not really locking on in any real sense. And I suspect there might be something over here, but this is just a case of I can't shoot fast enough to expose it. I would say there is something odd about the scale here. They've zoomed out the camera and made bigger rooms compared to Metroid, which has made the main character look really small, even in comparison to the size of the gun. Maybe that's a smarter move in the long run, because it might allow for bigger boss rooms and just more successful negotiation through rooms. Like a room like this in the original Metroid, you probably would only see enough to see 1.5 of the platforms, and it probably also means I can jump further. And let's see, there's Probably a level here of secrets and such. I imagine the top right indicates I'm only at level 1, so there's only so many bullets. Let's see. Yeah. It seems like I could probably press X a lot more. Now I assume going up means something. I can reach something else. But we may find that the room down there on the left was just a slight nothing. Okay, I can't get through there, but I am seeing there is some kind of orb in that direction. Alright, these things are gonna actually fire back at me, so it's important to kill these, I assume. My health is low, but I'm not sure what, if anything, gives me health back. Everything that's dying, by the way, has this kind of crazy, I guess, red dots are health. It has this kind of TV static experience on it, the way it looks. So, the question here is, can I get to a map with the back button? Yes, I can, so... There's also some notes I can make. I don't know what to... We'll probably pick up notes. We also have some weapons. Quite a bit of weapons we're gonna collect. Is this really what people who are nostalgic for Metroid games want? Probably is, quite frankly. Because even the Metroid Zero missions that are just like remakes of Super Metroid, they changed the game a little bit. They made it not play or look exactly the same, and maybe that was for better, maybe that was for worse. So apparently these are just switches, and apparently to get up to that I'll need some ability. So yeah, slight changes are probably welcome. A tile set change is probably fine to prevent, apparently I just entered a new area, prevent this developer from being sued by Nintendo. I have no idea what I just collected, though I can't read any of it. Firing once launches a large projectile. Firing again causes it to detonate. Select with the right stick. Up, down, left, and right. I don't think you have to do that. Yeah, the left stick just does this. So, it seems like we're probably going to get several different weapons, and we'll probably have different bosses that... So, let's see. This seems like it is a slower weapon, but clearly I needed the Nova weapon before I could get anywhere else. Interesting, the D-pad is just acting as the it is acting simply as a way to move instead of the left stick, which I imagine maybe there are some D-pad players out there that would want that. Personally, I don't think it's too big of a deal to play as a left stick. Now the problem I'm seeing is this explosive disruptor. It's not really doing any more damage when it doesn't explode, so you're doubling the amount of button presses you're pressing to use its features. So I think you'd probably be better with just the main gun for most fights. Yeah. And I think we'll be running to this. So I wouldn't be surprised if this is some kind of digital world we're in. Like you've got you got sucked into like a computer world or something, and this is just a weird depiction of it. Well, that apparently does hurt you at times, and so let's see, can we left stick set a reminder? One, or set reminder 2. I'm gonna go ahead and say this is reminder 2 because I don't think we're getting through that barrier for a while. Now, unlike Metroid, and this is probably about as much as I can mention accurately on Metroid, is I know within the first screen you get that morph ball. I would say Metroid 1 kind of gives that to you way too quickly. And I think you just have a gun by default when you start the game. So they're taking this a little bit slower. Also, we're not running into an issue where we have to shoot doors ever, which is interesting. That means that assigned to quick select. Okay. So how does that work? So now when I left stick, I'll go up to that gun. There we go. But if I assign this to quick select now, it won't toggle, so it's kind of useless as we unlock more features. I'm treating these guys as if they're much bigger threats than I think they probably are. Well, apparently not. Game saved. Well, I have everything still. God, what just happened? You died. We saved your mind machines. What? I'm sorry, miss. I think. Hope I'm misunderstanding something. Could you try rephrasing that? Hello? Oh man, this isn't sane. Am I still me? So I guess the question would become, is this a bigger area? Interesting. I've got the thing stuck spinning in circles. We probably have infinite respawns, but there probably is an achievement for never dying. Let's go this other direction this time. Let's see. So you can, like, destroy all of these, but unless this was a room specifically designed around the idea that you're supposed to destroy all of them, I don't see a reason to do all of this. And clearly there's going to be some kind of bomb that breaks things. So yeah, I was going the right direction. There's this over here, which we can also work on that. I wouldn't be surprised if there's close to a full save room not too far away from where we are. I see there's something. So I assume those pincers would have eaten into my flesh. Interesting. See, that seems like that might be a first boss room already. Let's just avoid that. Yeah, and here we have another save room. And for the most part, it seems like there is nothing up here. Interesting. Yeah. It's hard to explain this experience or try to compare it to Metroid any further at this point, because like this is as much as only the first few scenes of Metroid is as far as I've ever played, and Metroid Prime is no real comparison. So then we have to compare it back to Castlevania Mirror of Fate, and in comparison to that, Mirror of Fate is total garbage. It's like, poop, I'm trapped. What did that say? I don't know. I was hitting the buttons because I thought we were going in the fight. Hey, you can talk? Listen, I'm lost. Demon, Atheus, say, kill. Well, am I a demon? That's a interesting question. I am apparently getting resurrected in an unnatural way. He's dropping kind of bombs that I'm gonna have to be a little bit more careful about. But in a scenario like this, with such little life, you're just hoping he's not super strong. The phases are happening rather fast. If I guess locking, come to think of it, is holding is the process of making it so I can't walk any further. Ah, that makes sense. Yeah, and I certainly don't promise to be able to beat this in any reasonable amount of time or effort. But the map also doesn't look like there's too many areas I could have been to. So, yeah. Maybe I should switch to this because maybe it will hit him a couple times. Yeah. Are we gonna get the line of dialogue again? Nope. So am I hitting him a lot more? Am I doing more damage? I gotta get the timing right on this. So that's the problem. Like, I've got very little health left. And then that bomb was gonna kill me. So standing in one place is not gonna cut it either. Although that did feel like I probably did a lot more damage to him. But I've got to not just abandon all hope or abandon all defense. There really has just not been enough time yet. What happened? Did I kill him or did he just disappear? That feels like a glitch. High-powered drill capable of cutting through rock. Use... Let's see. No. It can aim up. I can aim kinda downward. But... Alright. Lock downward is the only way you can drill downward. Alright. Well, that's odd. Very odd turn of fate of how this worked, because like just stay there. Now we have power node, permanently increases a weapon and item damage, which is great. And all of a sudden, we're no longer taking any amount of time really to break anything. Now here's the problem. This is an annoying sound, and if you were going to have to jump all around the map looking for bricks to break, that's gonna be annoying. So I'm hoping that there's... Oh, I didn't realize I was gonna jump out at you. I'm hoping that there's a level of safety you can claim. And this will be a pretty boring game, I'll have to admit, if I can just die a couple times against the boss and it will die. And I don't know, I honestly have no idea if that was a glitch or if something else was supposed to happen, or if maybe I killed the guy in a move right as I was dying. But I definitely didn't feel like that was the case for me. So I guess the only other thing I could do is see if I can jump back in this way and see if perhaps like, yeah, it's just gone. I don't think there's... Man, I am not liking the way this controls work. I might have to work around this. Actually, I suspect that the options... Let's see, where was it? Gamepad config. Let's see, left stick equals D-pad on and off. I could turn that off, but I don't think I want to do that. Right stick left, right stick right, right stick up. Where's the other option, though? The other options is not here. In fact, most of the options are missing as far as video and audio. So trying the ring style instead of so that... See, the problem here is I tap up on this and then I have to hit A to select, when it really should just be I tap up and it selects. Or it should just be you pick your weapons through the D-pad. So maybe we're going to stick with one weapon a little bit more often than it seems right now. Wow, I kind of feel a little cheated too to run into the first boss fight and then fail it miserably, and then just have the game hold my hand. Very possibly, unless we get some more health pretty quickly. If I run into another boss, I'd probably die against that until I could get some more health and get a little bit more time. Anyways, I guess that's been 30 minutes, so that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend or follow me on any social media sites, there's a bunch of links down below in the description box. And if you want to support me even further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and get me a game off my wishlist. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.